What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. This is Asa's Pixel Studio. Have you ever wondered how the pros edit their images? Well, you are in the right place. Here is a video for you to explain all of that and how they get their result. Let's jump right into the tutorial. First of all, when you have an image like this, you take note of what you want to fix. Let's start with the hair. You can see the back of her hair has a lot of hair strand and it's just not pleasing to the eyes. Even this one that is actually coming down below looks annoying. Okay, so we're going to fix that quickly, and for you to fix that, just create a new layer. I'm just going to grab this button right here and create a new layer, and this layer we're going to name it fix hair strand, strtnd. And now you're going to make a selection. Grab the lasso tool and let's zoom in. I'm going to select this side of our hair and make a careful selection of the hair to the back like that, and select it like this. You can hold down shift and add more places, so I'm just going to drag and like this. Now once you make that selection, grab your clone stamp tool and then sample a place outside. You can sample the skin, but that's not where we want to cover, so sample a place outside and then paint over it inside like this. Make sure your align is on, so as it moves, sample somewhere far and then paint sample somewhere inside, and then I'm going to paint over like that and keep on painting till all those hairs are covered like that. Sample and make sure you sample a place closer to the background. So once that is done, we have that gone. Now let's remove this one. Grab the lasso tool again, zoom in, and then do for this one like this. Now the next thing is to fix the imperfection of the skin, which we're going to start with the color correction. Okay, so now we can see that this side of our body is unsaturated, while the rest part is actually saturated, although she has a rough skin, which we're going to be fixing. Now quickly for that, we fix the hair. So next thing we're going to do, just grab the hue and saturation adjustment to fix the color, and I'm going to zoom out. And now you're going to go to filter. Make sure the mask is selected. Go to filter. Go to select color range, and I'm going to select where we need to correct. So first of all, let's start with the hair. I'm going to select that part of the hair which is not saturated. You can see under hair. So make sure you have point sample selected. So hold down shift and select that places under the hair, and like that. Let's go down and select some part of our lips as the cheek. So here is less saturated. Just the places that are less saturated. Under the eyes, less saturated. Below our chin, less saturated. Let's go. I'm going to increase the fuzziness. Not too much, just a bit. You can actually turn on localize color cluster, but I don't like using that. And then you're going to hit OK. So now let's see what's going to happen when we increase. Now, because those places are not saturated, we're going to increase the saturation. And let's see what the saturation does. Now, just a little bit increasing of the saturation. You can see the difference before and after. Just adding some colors, bright colors to it. Okay, so I'm going to bring back this one a little bit to give it some red. And you can go ahead and do the same thing again. And after, and you can decrease the opacity if you wanted to feel natural. So after you've done that, we need to work on the skin tones. Now and make the skin tones uniform. So for that, same thing, hue and saturation. Let's grab the hand tool and pick anywhere. Increase the hue, and you can see some places are green, some places are red. So whichever one you want to focus, let's turn it off. I would like to make everything look like this color above or the color on our skin. So let's turn it back on and see the color of our skin is mostly green. So let's focus on the red side. I'm going to focus on the red side. This is focusing on our skin, so let's take it backward to focus on the other part of our skin. So something like this should do the job. Let me take it back a little. Alright, so something like this should do the job. Let's turn it off and on. So the red part is selected. You can see the lips is red and the lips red, and now it's selected. Okay, so let's go ahead, make this 0, and then we start increasing it a little by little. So taking it up and taking it up. Notice how you take it up, it's try to make it uniform with this rest part of our skin. So know the place you're gonna quit. So let's just leave it at somewhere like 13 or 17. I'm gonna close it, take the brush tool, make sure the foreground color is black. So hit X, or you just hit that, and then I'm gonna paint over the lips to bring back the redness of the lips. You can also bring some back for the eyes and the side as well. So that's for color correction. I'm also going to drag it inside the group. So we have this and this, just little adjustment. Now create a stem visible layer, and now we're going to start doing the frequency separation, which is going to blend the tone and work on the texture. But for now, she have less blemishes, so I'm going to talk about how the blur value you have to use for that. So before that, let's duplicate, Ctrl J twice, name this tone. So frequency separation means separating the tone and the texture layer so you can work on them independently. You can run the actions if you have it. Okay, so now I'm going to group these two together and name it frequency separation. Frequency separation. Just to be organized, I'm going to name this color correction. Color correction. Yeah, so open up the frequency separation, turn off the texture layer, select the tone, and go to filter, blur, Gaussian blur. Now this, let me take it backwards. The higher you blur, the more texture you have. The lesser you blur, the lesser texture you are going to have. But when do you use higher blur or lesser blur? When you see that the skin is smooth, you use a very low blur. That means you need to increase this. Once you know that the texture is rough, very rough, and you have a lot of ratchets, then you need to use a lesser blur. So I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. Now the skin is the texture is uniform. We just need to smoothen the color, the tone. So what we need to do, we need to use a blur value, higher blur value. So something like this should be fine. For preview it, and mostly for you to know where the blur value should lie, you need to select the place. So let's select the smooth transition. I would like to select this side and zoom it out a little bit. So I want the smooth transition between these two, this side, this top of our eyes and this place. So you're going to keep increasing till you have smooth transition a little bit. So something like 3.8 should do the job. It's okay. And now turn on the texture layer, select the texture, go to image, apply image, and you're going to see the result we're going to have. So under the layer, merge, choose tone. Under the blending mode, choose subtract, which is what you're doing. So once you have this type of result for textures that are already good, you are good to go with your editing. So it's okay. Change the blending mode to linear light, and then for the texture layer, you're going to use the clone stamp to make sure the current and below is not selected, the current layer is selected. For your tone, make sure you select the mixer to brush to brush it out. So what you just need to do is to just start blending and avoid blending the highlights like this, like the way I move my brush. Otherwise your image is going to look flat. So just start blending your skin tones, and also try as much as possible to not touch the highlight. Alright, so once you have that done, I'm going to select the texture layer, go to the clone stamp tool, and let's try and fix the rough edge strand that's actually here. So sometimes you can just grab this one and then just make a selection like this, you know what I mean, and you can now start with your clone stamp tool, hold an Alt, and just paint on it like this. So at times you might have a texture. So what you need to do is to just select the tone, select the mixer brush, and start painting to blend those places together. So something like this. You can deselect and select again with your brush tool and select those dark places. Okay, and take the mixer tool brush and blend like this, and keep pushing it in till you have a uniform color. Alright, so something like that, and Ctrl D to deselect. So we have that. That's just one way to do it. Before and after. Alright, so once you've done that, you can now keep blending and blend your image together. Alright, so now let's create a stem visible layer. Ctrl Shift Alternate E. I'm going to grab the selective color adjustment and let's go to the red. We can group all this layer together without to fix. From here, Shift hold on and then group it, turn it off, and we have before and after, right? Yeah, so let's see the difference. There's no difference. You can go ahead into the selective color and maybe add some red to it and maybe give it some yellow look, or you can, if you want to maintain the normal look we had before. So I'm just going to maintain that look, leave the yellow at -4. Go to the yellows, you can add some yellows a little bit like that, and then you can also push the red if you feel to something like this. For the eyes,